There we are, up and running on a Thursday night. Top 5 baits talking about bass fishing, or whatever you guys want to ask me. Drop some comments in there. Let me know y'all are present and accounted for when you get here. It's still cold. It's still raining. I think we've had about 857 inches of rain in the last month so far. A lot of people coming in here tonight. So, supposed to be a fall bite. It's more like a winter bite. Somewhere in between. There's a lot of high water. It's really cold. It's really hard to catch them. What are we going to do? Well, guys, all there is left to do is just get out there and grind. You know, the water's up. The fish are spread out because of that. It makes it a little tough in the shallow water. The big fish out deep, the bites just aren't real consistent. But it's Lake Fork. If you fish it hard, you stay in the right areas, keep the right baits in your hand. See what I did there? That's where this comes in, right? It will still kick out some opportunities for some really good fish because it is Lake Fork and there's so many of them swimming in it. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right off into the top 5 baits for tonight. Number 1, making its regular appearance here on the channel. This bait stays with me most of the year. A white 3/8 ounce chatterbait. I am throwing a swim bait trailer on the back, a little small swim bait trailer. But 3/8 ounce white chatterbait, man, that bait's hard to beat. And when it's the fall and they want to chase shad and the conditions are tough, there's not much better. That tight little wiggle, that chatterbait, draws a reaction. It's just something you kind of got to have tight on right now. And as tough as it is and as spread out as they are, you can cover a lot of water, search a lot of water. It goes through grass really good. And it's just a bait that you need to have tight on. Second is another fall staple. We've talked about it several times already, but we'll go ahead and talk about it one more again. The old lipless crankbait. Throwing a shad pattern lipless crankbait. This is 6 cents Quake. That's the one I'm using right now. It's getting bit really good. Well, it's getting bit as good as anything else is. And it's hard to argue with that, right? Again, good grass bait. Good bait for covering a lot of water. Tight vibration causes a reaction strike when they don't really want to bite. You see anything going on here? You see anything else happening here? Like, there's some things in common between that chatterbait and that lipless crankbait. Tight. Here we go. Hey, we came back. We came back. Number 4, and this is a brand new bait. This is one I've been kind of not talking about because I wasn't allowed to, but it just got released for sale today. So this is a new addition to my swim bait arsenal that I'm very, very, very excited about. This is a Weedless Poacher. It's a 5-inch fat bodied. It's like a big swim bait in a small package. It acts like a big swim bait. It moves like a big swim bait. It looks like a mini convict, but it's called a Poacher. Heath Taylor made it in a weedless version. He's always had it in a line through. I'm rigging it on an 8/0 owner beast hook. Dynamite little swim bait. We're not catching a ton of fish on it right now. We are catching a few. It's getting a lot of attention, a lot of follows. Even though the bite's tough and it's hard to get them to commit to things, this will show you where they're at. And if you watch Monday's video, you'll see a prime example of what I'm talking about. Where I have one follow, actually bite at it a little bit, and I was able to follow him up with our next bait and catch him, which is really cool fish catch on camera. But a lot of attention from fish, and when they do start biting good, this bait right here is going to absolutely smash them. So get to SmashTakeBaits.com, order up some Weedless Poachers. This is the light hitch color. That's my personal favorite. And number 4, this is my follow-up bait. When I get a bite on one of these moving baits and they don't commit and they don't eat it, I'll fire this in there and we'll catch them. Stop me if you heard this before, but the old Wacky Worm, right? Wacky rig. Now this is a brand new worm right here. This is actually a prototype of a 6 cents plastic. 6 cents. I'm out with this 6-inch finesse worm, and it's got some ribs on it. Really liking this. You can use a zoom trick worm just as well. Hey, we came back. Sorry about that. We were going good there for a while. Anyway, this is a new prototype plastic. I'm wacky rigging this. It's a finesse worm. The closest substitute to it will be a Zoom trick worm, so use that on your wacky rig. But when this thing comes out, you'll definitely want to get your hands on this great little new entry into the Finesse 6-inch worm game by 6 Cents. Not released yet. Don't know when it's going to get released. It's a prototype. But Wacky Worm is a great follow-up bait when they'll slap at those moving baits but won't commit to it. Alright, so now I want to touch on one more thing that you guys need to key in on this weekend. Besides the baits, if you're fishing shallow, which I highly recommend, the deep fish are tough right now. There's big ones out there, but they're really hard to get consistent bites for. Nail weight in the trick worm, yes, there's a nail weight in the trick worm, a half a nail weight to be exact. The big deal is water clarity, guys. With all this rain, we've got a lot of dirty water. There is clear water pockets out there. You got to look for the areas, the sections, and the backs of the creeks, the little hidden pockets that don't get a lot of flow. When you find that with grass around it, that water has stayed really clean. There is a big, big difference in water clarity, and there's a big, big difference in the amount of fish that are willing to play ball in those areas. So be sure that you're looking for water clarity when you're in the backs of these creeks. What up, R. Kelly joining the live stream tonight. What's going on? Talking about feeling on your booty. You remind me of my Jeep. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's drop some questions. Okay, Jody Begondo. Any type of topwater or buzzbait bite, or is the water too cold? The water's not too cold. Topwater bite can go down when the water temps are in the lower 60s like they are now. It's been an off year for topwater bite for me. I have not, normally in October we throw topwaters all day, every day. But this year, not the case. Not really sure why. I'm just not catching them on topwater. Now, you might get an off bite on a frog or a buzzbait or spook or whopper, plopper, popper. All kinds of topwater baits should be working right now. They're just not. Spinnerbait bite. I've thrown one in a very limited amount of time. Maybe. There might be one. For whatever reason, I've abandoned the spinnerbait compared to the chatterbait. The chatterbait has almost taken its place for me with very few exceptions. So there very well could be a decent spinnerbait bite. Not 100% sure. I haven't thrown it enough to say yes or no. What flavor swim blade do you throw in ultra clear muddy water? Yep, that's a Ronnie Kelly question. All right, is the flutter spoon working, jig and spoon working? They do work. The problem is the bites are very few and far between. So there's big fish out there around those yellow bass, eating those yellow bass that are there to be caught. It's just a one bite deal, man. It's really hard to catch them. So if you want to go swing for the fences, that's the way to do it. But you might zero. How long am I guessing before the convict is getting the big girls? I don't know that bite's really going to happen. We've kind of skipped a lot of the normal fall stuff with the water temps and everything else. It's been really kind of crazy year that way. Has the Movement 80X bite slowed down? Yeah. They're not biting the Movement 80X as well as they are the chatterbait and the lipless bait. Swim jig is another thing. I meant to bring in a swim jig. I didn't. So I only give you guys 4 baits. The 5th bait is a white and chartreuse swim jig with just a little bit of chartreuse, not a lot, with a swim bait trailer on the swim jig. So swim jig is another thing that is getting bites. Smash Tech already has that worm. No, they don't. Smash Tech has a huge big perm known as the Magnum Crawler. Not even close to the same bait at all. Power rank the top 5 names in professional bass fishing just by sound, so by their brand, not their skill. Okay, because you said just by sound of name, not skill. For me, obviously the most powerful brand name in professional fishing is Kevin Van Dam, hands down, no question. After that, it's probably Iconelli still. Despite what you think of him, dude generates a lot of attention and a lot of marketing ability off the water. He's done a lot for the sport, growing the sport in different ways. He is forward thinking with things like his podcast and stuff like that. So Kevin M. Iaconelli, G-Man Swindle. Yeah, probably him as number 3 for me. Number 4, Aaron Martens. He was so good. He's so good for so long. Big deal there. And number 5, I have a not objective opinion on him. Like, my opinion on Greg Hackney is not objective, so I know I'm ranking him probably higher than he should be. I would have had Greg Hackney number 1. He's my favorite. Now, if you want my personal favorite top 5 fishermen, it's going to be Hackney. Man, I need to put more thought in that. Hackney and Swindle are in the top 5 for me, for sure. Texoma this weekend. Help. Cold, muddy, falling water. Go somewhere else. Captain Ron made the top 5 most influential fishermen. Scott Martin, yeah, you know what? He probably would be the 5th most powerful as far as like a brand or a recognizable name. Jacob Wheeler's close. He hadn't done it long enough or big enough yet. He hasn't won a classic. He hasn't won an Angler of the Year on the Elite Series, so which now they're all fishing the other one. But Jacob Wheeler just hadn't done it long enough or big enough yet, but he's on his way to being one of those guys. Jacob Wheeler sits down to pee, apparently, according to Captain Ron. Oh, you guys are killing me. I can't even repeat some of the stuff y'all are saying. Yeah, he won the Forrest Wood Cup. You're right. He won the minor league championship of bass fishing. 100%. Shots fired. Boy, you guys are going off on this. At like 15 too. No, Jacob Wheeler has like one of the most like best fishing pedigrees of all time. He won like some junior national championship. He qualified super early, and did really well. Won a BSS Elite event when they could fish both tours that one year. Won an FLW Forrest Wood Cup at a very early age. Like he's great. Like, if he keeps going, like, if he just stays with it, he will be one of those biggest names, in my opinion. But for now, there's just other guys that have more influence in the industry because they've been here longer and done bigger things overall. That's all I'm saying. Somebody's saying Brent, that's Ronnie Kelly. Brent Taylor's definitely in my like top 5 as far as fishing skill. But as far as like marketability and a brand name, Bren Taylor is not in the top 5. He's just not. In my opinion. Just my opinion. I mean, I would put guys like Brandon Pollux up there. I would put... I'm bad about thinking of these names on cue there. Captain Ron needs to hurry up and find a boat. He was talking to me about one today. I think he found one. I don't know if he finally pulled the trigger. It's like he's got commitment anxiety or something. I don't know. Brett Hite. Brett Hite's not even in the same ballpark as some of these other guys we're talking about. I mean, he's a world-class fisherman. One of the best in the world at fishing. But as far as the other stuff goes, Brett Hite ain't even in the same club as these guys. Skeet Reese, yeah, a little bit faded. Hadn't done much for me lately, so to speak. That's another big name. So what we said the top 5 was on brand name marketability anglers. So we said KVD, Iaconelli, Swindle, Aaron Martens. I don't know, Aaron Martens is right there. Like, once I get past those 3, there's a bunch of guys that could qualify for 4 and 5. And 100% Scott Martin is one of them. 100% Hackney's one of them. 100%, who'd y'all just say? Pollux is one of them. Pollux probably number 4, actually, and then Aaron Martens is number 5. Like, Pollux is right there. Top 5 for marketability. Why? Because he won 2 classics in a row. Like, he's only been here for 2 years. He can't move the needle the way these other guys can. He just can't. And he doesn't do anything besides fish tournament. Like, I see KVD on a lot of stuff. I see Iaconelli on a lot of stuff. Swindle, all these guys, I see them on a lot of stuff. The only thing I ever see Jordan Lee on is winning Bassmaster Classics. Like, he just hasn't expanded his career and his reach that much. This is a great conversation. You like Steve Kennedy, all skills, no hype. Yeah, Steve Kennedy is one of the most talented, naturally gifted bass fishermen of all time. He grew up with a dad that professionally bass fished on the tournament trails and kind of learned it from the very beginning. Problem with Steve Kennedy, he's got a little bit of that grumpy old man, why isn't this the way it used to be syndrome. I mean, I get where he's coming from, but at some point you just got to say, okay, it is what it is, and you got to move on and accept all the changes. Like, it's okay to be mad about stuff, but you just got to deal with it and move on. Like, he just seems to dwell on it more than I wish he would. I really like Steve Kennedy as a person. I think he's an awesome guy. And fisherman. Gary Klein, once upon a time, would have been in this conversation, no doubt about it. Takahiro, Talk. I do love Talk. Talk is a Lake Fork local. Somebody said they put me in it. You're voting for Billy. I like it. I don't think it's going to go very far. Probably the only vote, but I appreciate it. Looking forward to our trip on the 29th. Ready for some big girls. I'm ready for some big girls, too. Oh, let's see. Yeah, no one mentioned Thrift or Andy Morgan because this was not like the top 25 fishing people in the world, like at their fishing skill. Somebody asked me what like the biggest recognizable, most brandable names are in the industry, and Thrift and Andy Morgan are definitely not that. Like, Andy Morgan might be the best fisherman to ever pick up a rod. You could make that argument that he is, but he's not a marketing name anywhere in the same category as those other guys. What is fishing going to be like next weekend? I have no idea, bro. I'm just trying to figure out what it's going to be like tomorrow. Next weekend, I guess you'll have to tune back in next Thursday to find out what it's going to be like next weekend. Speaking of stuff coming up, be sure to join us at the seminar tomorrow night, live action at Lake Fork Marina, 6 p.m. Free seminar. Get more of this type of discussion. We'll do some in-depth instruction on techniques and such as that. If you guys have seen the seminars that air on the channel, come see one live at Lake Fork Marina. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Bill Dance is hands down the best sitting down fisherman in the world. That's probably true. You will never hear me say anything good about Ducket rods on this channel, so I'm not even going to address the Ducket rod comments. Any new apparel in the works? There will be new apparel. It will be a ways down the road. We have some other projects we're working on to get released in January, so stay tuned for those. Apparel is coming as well. It just will be a while before it gets here. Bill Dance definitely has. He's got the best bloopers in the business. There's no doubt about that. Best croc-wearing pro angler. That I might win because I don't think anybody else wears Crocs anymore except for me. So I might win that. I should do a blooper reel. Man, if I could search back through all the old files, I could probably put together one heck of a blooper reel. I do need to do that. Maybe in the winter when it slows down and I got some time, I'll do a blooper reel. Yeah. Dude, Mexico's cheating, bro. I saw Scott Martin. Yes, somebody asked, did I see Scott Martin's 12-pounder? The answer is yes, I saw Scott Martin's 12-pounder, but he caught it in Mexico. That's cheating. I mean, Scott Martin went all the way to Mexico to catch the same fish that a 13-year-old kid caught in my boat this year. I'm just saying, shots fired. You know what I'm saying? No, that was an awesome fish. I mean, no matter where it's caught, 12-2 is a 12-2. Phenomenal fish of a lifetime for 99.9% of people that bass fish. And congrats to Scott on that. But Mexico is cheating just a little bit. The comments are out of control. You guys are rolling them in. I can't even keep up with them. Somebody's talking about Trump and make America great, and I saw something about Jesus. Trump equals Jesus. That's not right. You can't say that. Does Joe Space have the new chip? Joe Space does have the latest copy, the November-December version of the Guide and the Graph map chip. It is available for purchase at the Tackle Factory there on Lake Fork on Highway 17. The Lux rods are a million times better than another brand of rods that I don't want to say. I would 100% agree that the Lux rods are better than those. Hashtag drop the flame in the comments. Appreciate it, T-Lo. Good looking out. Big dog. I don't see new poachers on SmashTechBaits.com. I don't know. He's made a post saying they were available on SmashTechBaits.com. Weedless Poacher is what you're looking for. If it's not up, I will contact him as soon as this is done and find out. It will be up very soon. Only the line through is on there. Okay, I will check on that. We'll make sure that it's available. Favorite $100 spinning reel? Bro. I just showed you a Wacky Worm on a bait caster. Why do you think I own a $100 spinning reel? Apparently there was a fish shocked at a lake. Lake Life, Texas. You need to delete the name of that lake in your comment. We don't say that word on here. That's top secret information. But no, I did not see that. I would love to know. I'm going to go look for it now. Tell him Billy Lawson subs get first order special code release. I will actually see if I can make that happen. I doubt it. But I will see. Need one good bait for this weekend. 3/8 ounce white chatterbait. Look for the cleanest water in the grass you can find. If you got one bait, you just want something to do, man, look for the pockets that don't get a lot of flow from the creeks. Within the creek arms, find the little out-of-the-way pockets that got some grass in it. Find that clean water. Put that 3/8 ounce chatterbait in it. Hopefully a little bit of wind's blowing on it too. That's even better. That's your best bet, in my opinion. Have I ever fished Lake Winsboro? I fished it one time on camera, like a year and a half ago. And it was pretty good. Caught a couple 5-pounders. You know, for just being on the lake, I had no information whatsoever. Didn't know anything about it. Never read anything about it or nothing. Caught enough fish, and I was ducking a storm from Monticello, I think. I left Monticello because the storm was coming in and went to Winsboro and salvaged the video on a half day. So I was pleased with it. I like it. It's pretty nice. Do it for us. Do it for the squad. I'm going to try. I will try. I'm learning that casting plays a big role. Can't just throw big looping casts. No, you need to practice your different casting angles, your pitching, your flipping, your underhand, all that stuff. Skipping can be a big deal, not just around docks. It's 100% a deal, man. I used to have freaking targets in my backyard, and I'd go stand on the front stoop of my shed in my backyard and practice pitching and roll cast and all kinds of casting in tight quarters where I couldn't really wind up right there in the doorway of my shed, and I would hit like dog bowls and buckets and, you know, just practice casting in my backyard. I made a casting weight without a hook on it and just started practicing. You want a skipping show. I actually have done a how to skip video. You should look that up. I show you how to skip and show examples. Live action like we always do here. You know what I'm saying? Yee, yee, yee. Guest, Annie Montgomery. I have no idea what that means. I don't know who Annie Montgomery is. Andy Montgomery. He's a pretty good fisherman, I heard. John Kincaid, I don't know who you are or where you get your information from, but you got to start keeping some of that secret, bro. All right. I think we're caught up on questions. Y'all got any more questions? Holler at me. Billy, we should go to a random lake Monday and have a little tourney. Let me see who's. Are you booked for Monday? Are you my Monday customer? East Texas Lip Ripper? What's today? Are you Rusty Williams? I don't know. I've got a Rusty Williams on Monday. So I'm going to go wherever he wants to go because he's my client. Michael Edens, appreciate the order to 6 Cents Lures using the code. If you do go to 6centsfishing.com and get the lipless crankbait or any of these awesome rods or any of the 6 Cents fishing products that I'm always talking about, be sure you punch in the Your Lake Fork Guide discount code. When you get on the checkout screen down there in the promo box, there will be a little thing that says enter your code, or discount code. Punch in Your Lake Fork Guide, get a 10% discount. Ronnie Kelly frog info is great. Ronnie Kelly is a great frog fisherman. He can whack them on a frog. I've seen him call fish to that frog and make them bite it. So appreciate you saying that. Appreciate Ronnie doing it. I agree. It was a great information there. So thanks, Ronnie, for that. Weedless Poacher is on the site. Page 2 of the swim baits. My bad. Good call. T-Lo, appreciate it. Can I get the hybrid jig locally around Lake Fork? Not right at Lake Fork, but the Gander Outdoor Store has a ton of them down there in Tyler. How are the 6-inch jerkbaits? 6-inch jerkbaits are awesome. I'm not much on a I'm not much of a jerkbait fisherman, but those jerkbaits are really good. Even I can catch some fish on that jerkbait. It is a phenomenal jerkbait. That 106 provoke is for real. When do you use big swim baits? Is there certain situations? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, swim baits. Yeah, I would normally be using big swim baits right now and in the spring. Whenever the majority of the fish are shallow and there's big bait present shallow, that's when I use big swim baits. And that's the end of it. I mean, it could be in the middle of winter, it could be in the middle of summer, but if there's a huge amount of fish shallow and there's big bait present shallow, I will use big swim baits. That is the case right now, but everything's really spread out, so they're not really grouping up on them groups of gizzards and chasing them. It's tough to get bites, period. So I have a hard time sacrificing bites, because anytime you pick up a big swim bait, you're sacrificing bites. Like, I need every fish that will to tell me where they are right now to keep me on the fish. So it's hard for me to sacrifice bites by picking up a big swim bait right now. Normally, I would be throwing it right now. The hoodie. Somebody said something about the hoodie. The hoodies I have right here, I still have XL and 2X in stock, and they're available at yourlakeforkguide.com for purchase. Is there a certain type of day? No, it's more about the fish's behavior. Now, the best days, the days they seem to follow and bite the big swim baits the best, are sunny and windy. Seem to be the best conditions. Sunny with a little bit of wind, not dead calm, not 3-foot rollers, but sunny and a medium wind is the best swim bait conditions in my opinion. What is the lake level? I think they've done a good job of dumping water out and kept it right around full pool. It seemed like it was over just a little bit the last week or so, but today it seems like it kind of got back down to around full pool. Now, we just had a big rain tonight, so I don't know what that's going to do. How is Bob Sandlin? I only know what I've heard. I've never been on the water. It's a good lake. I know they catch some good fish out of it, some good sacks, but I really don't know anything about how it fishes, honestly. There is no discount code. Those hoodies were really expensive to purchase, and they actually already are discounted from the price we originally sold them at. They are really high-end, nice hoodies. I promise the material's like phenomenal. They're $100 hoodies most places when you got one like that. So they are on a deal. I have no discount code for them. I don't have anywhere to pick them up locally. I'll work on that, but right now it's just on the website. Have I ever fished Lake Louisville? I've never fished Lake Louisville ever once in my life. Not once. Fork is 0.40 high. Yeah, I thought it was getting back close to full pool. It had to be. The code is full price. Give that a try. T-Lo is on a roll tonight, boy. No, this does not cost money. What do you mean does this cost money? None of my videos cost money, you knuckleheads. Fish Louisville every day. It's pretty good right now. Well, that's good news. I'm glad to hear that. Maybe I'll have to sneak over there and check it out. Best part of Lake Fork right now? Look, man. I sell guide trips. You can book a guide trip with me. I also sell a map chip that has fishing locations. I give away as much stuff as I can, but I got to make money off something, guys. So you can buy one of my guided and graph map chips, and it'll clue you into the best areas to fish in November and December. When am I going back to Monticello? I don't know. I need to, man. Lake is awesome. I have no plans to go back to Monticello right now. What hook for the Weedless Poacher? I'm throwing the 8/0 owner beast hook on the Weedless Poacher. We've had a really good internet signal. We only had one breakup tonight. That's phenomenal. What water temp does the little Hush Jig bite start working up shallow? The lower right now for fork, because the fork's around 63. I'm actually gonna start throwing that up. Should have. It's just normally I don't start throwing that till closer to Thanksgiving, so I kind of missed it in my head. But when the water temp gets around 63, that's usually when I pick up a little finesse jig. We're actually going to do a detailed Guides Network on that technique, which has kind of been a secret of mine for years now. A little window of a fall bite on a little small jig. We're going to open that up and show that on the Guides Network next week, and I'm going to start throwing that thing fairly religiously tomorrow. Shane Hale, heading out in the morning, see you Saturday. Yes, Shane, I do need to talk to you about our trip. I will get with you tomorrow after the seminar, so it'll be late tomorrow night, Shane, when I call you about our trip for Saturday, and we'll talk about meeting time and place and all that. Look forward to fishing with you on the 28th. Thank you, Shane. Scott McDowell. Look forward to fishing with you as well, brother. Thank you, Wi-Fi Jesus. Just put Captain Ron in code and Billy will double the price. That is 100% correct. If you're coming from a Captain Ron referral, you have to pay double. That's without a doubt. Caught him good on Hallbrook Monday using a Wacky rig and a Texas rig, but couldn't buy a bite on fluke or any moving bait. Well, good on you for figuring out a little niche pattern there, man. That's good. I'm glad you caught him. Thank you, Jeremy Swartzwelder. Appreciate that. Oh, you'll be at the seminar. Perfect, Shane. We'll talk tomorrow at the seminar. Thank you, sir. Seabach in the house. What did you miss? You missed everything. We've been on for over 30 minutes now. We're actually about to wrap this thing on up. Do a little quick recap. Top 5 baits. We had 3/8 ounce white chatterbait with a swim bait trailer. We had a shad pattern lipless crankbait, the Quake 70s, the one I'm throwing. We had a brand new release on the Weedless Poacher from Smash Tech Custom Baits. Great little fat-bodied little swim bait that fishes like a big swim bait. Then we had the Wacky Worm, of course, and the Swim Jig with a swim bait trailer. That's our top 5 baits. Hey, we do still have the Your Lake Fork Guide custom Yeti cups. If you want to order some of those, be sure to check it out. YourLakeForkGuide.com. Get your hoodies, get your cups. Man, go to 6 Cents Fishing, punch in the code. Y'all know what to do. Appreciate everything you guys do. I will keep doing my very best to bring you all the content I can, share all the information that I can possibly share with you guys on how to catch more and bigger fish. And keep loving our fellow man, because that's what we do around here. And we'll see you guys next time, right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.